Calisthenics looks hard. Guys doing upside down push-ups, muscle ups and ripped out their minds. That's exactly what I thought when I first started, and honestly I nearly gave up because of it. But then I realized I didn't need to do crazy skills to build muscle, get lean and feel confident. All I needed was the right system, a bit of patience and a plan that actually made sense. Learning calisthenics is easy actually. So what is calisthenics really? It's simple. Calisthenics just means that you're using your body weight to build strength, muscle and control. No gym, no machine, just you and gravity. And there's 4 main types: endurance, weighted, static and dynamic. You can focus on one or combine them all, that's up to you, but no matter which path you choose, it all starts with the foundational strength. That's what this video will help you build, so you can learn skills like the muscle up, handstands and the L sit faster and safer. And by the end of this video you'll have a complete program you can start today. Now before any exercise, there's one thing you should never skip. That's a quick warm-up. This prevents injuries and gets the blood flowing, so it's very important. Most calisthenics movements put a lot of pressure on your wrists and shoulders, so we want to get them moving first. And once you're warmed up, you're ready to train. Now let's start with the 4 fundamentals. Starting with upper body push. This builds your chest, shoulders and triceps, and there's 2 ways you push in calisthenics. Horizontally like push-ups, vertically like dips and pike push-ups. For horizontal push-ups are foundation for your horizontal push. And if you're starting from 0, here's a progression I recommend. Incline push-ups, knee push-ups, negative push-ups, full push-ups. Move up each progression once you could do 10 reps. Form in the push-up is very important. You want to keep your elbows at 45 degrees and not flared out. Keep the core and glute engaged, moving in one straight line, and lower with control. Think of your body as a plank. If the hips sag, then tighten up the core. And a pro tip is to film yourself from different angles to see if you got the correct form down. Once you get 10 solid push-ups, try adding different variations for more challenge. Like diamond push-ups to hit more triceps, the wide push-ups to hit more chest, horse push-ups to help with control, and clap push-ups to build explosive strength. Now let's flip the angle. Vertical push movements help you build shoulder strength and pressing power, and lay the foundation for skills like handstand push-ups for later on. The first exercise is the dip. Progression path for the dip is the support hold, negative dip, then a full dip. Now dips are a high reward, high risk exercise, so the form has to be really good. Some of my tips are: keep the shoulders down and back, don't shrug, have a slight forward lean, keeping the tension in the chest, lower until elbows are 90 degrees, then press back up, full lockout at the top. If the dips were unstable at first, practice holding the support hold for 30 seconds to build control. Now the second exercise are the pike push-ups. Pike push-ups are perfect for building shoulder strength at home and lay the foundation for harder exercises like the planche and handstand push-ups later on. Here you want to keep your hips high and legs straight, forming a triangle, and lower your head down between your hands. Tuck your elbows slightly and don't flare up. Push back in a straight line. Pro tip here is to move your feet closer to your hands for a more vertical push. This makes it harder. If you can do 8 to 10 clean reps, elevate your feet. Now pike push-ups are a step towards freestanding handstand push-ups, so if that's your ultimate goal, this is where to start. Next up is pull strength. This works your back, biceps and forearms and helps you with posture, pulling power and control. As a slack push, we break this down into 2 types: horizontal pulling like rows and vertical pulling like the pull-ups. For horizontal pull, Australian rows are a perfect starting point, especially if you're not ready for pull-ups yet. Progression path here is bent arm row, straight arm row, and feet elevated row. You can also train it with one arm to make it harder. Move through each progression once you can do 8 to 10 solid reps. A quick form tip here is to pull your shoulders blades back first. Lead with the back, not arms, and imagine pulling your elbows to your back pockets. Now next up, let's move on to the vertical pull. Pull-ups are a classic test of strength and they're 100% learnable with the right path. Progression path are a dead hang, active hang, banded pull-up, negative pull-up, then finally the full pull-up. Pull-ups are a hard exercise, so don't get discouraged if it takes you longer to learn than something like a push-up or a dip. A form tip here to start from a dead hang. Arms fully extended, pull your chest up, not just your chin. Elbows go down and back whilst engaging your lats, and don't try to swing, stay tight and controlled. Pull-ups are very important as this builds foundation for the skills like the front lever and muscle ups later on, so you have to get good at these. Once you get comfortable with the pull-ups, here are some variations you can do: chin up, wide pull-ups, close grip pull-ups, and explosive pull-ups, which will help you with muscle up training. Now let's talk about everyone's favorite, which is the legs. And no, just because you do calisthenics doesn't mean you can skip them. Now the exercise that you want to work towards is the pistol squat. It looks really cool, but it's not as hard as you think. The progression for this is the ball game split squat to get more comfortable with one leg, then high box pistol squat, Once you get more comfortable, lower the box down and assisted pistol squat, then the full pistol squat. Now the pistol squat requires balance and strength. The best balancing tip I can give you is to look at one spot the whole time, and there's other exercises like the lunges, scissor squats, glute bridges and hamstring sliders that you can add. Another thing that you can do is add plyometrics. This is going to be power, speed and athleticism. Adding exercises like the jump squats, vertical jumps, knee jumps and sprinting. Imagine doing a muscle up and having a vertical jump of over 30 inches. That makes you a complete athlete. Now for the last section of the core, I'm going to keep it simple because there's tons of ab exercises out there. The best one to learn early is the L-sit. It builds real strength, real control, and it carries over into almost every calisthenics skill from handstands to levers. And here's some of the progressions. Seated leg lifts, tuck L-sit, one leg out, then the full L-sit hold. The tip here is to lock your legs out, point your toes and lean slightly forward. Keep your shoulders depressed and don't shrug them. This will engage more shoulder muscles. If you can hold a clean L-sit, you got more real ab strength than most people in the gym. I am not lying. And here's some of the ab exercises I like to do. Alright, now that we've done all the movements, let's talk about how to turn them into a training plan you can actually follow and stick to. Option A is a 3-day full body routine. A sample training day may look like this. I recommend you add 2 push exercises, 1 horizontal and 1 vertical, 2 pull exercises, 1 horizontal, 1 vertical, 2 leg exercises and the core exercises each session. And do 3 sets per exercise, 6 to 12 reps and between 15 to 20 second hold. Now option B is what I recommend. 4-day upper and lower body split. Great for fast progress and more recovery. So day 1 would be upper body, push and pull. Day 2 would be lower body and core, then upper body again, then lower body and core, and the weekend rest. Now let's talk about rest and recovery. No matter which split you choose, recovery is just as important as training, because you don't build muscle whilst training, you build it whilst recovering from training. I recommend you just train 3 to 4 times per week if you're just starting, because you want to get your body used to doing calisthenics. Sleep 79 hours, stay hydrated, and eat 2 times your body weight in protein. Now the diet portion can be a huge topic, so I included it in the ebook you can download in the description below. It will make it much easier. To make the most progress, you need to add progressive overload. This just means you need to add more reps or sets over time and move to a harder variation once it gets easier. You can also slow down your reps or add pauses, but progressive overload is the fastest way you make progress. Before you want to learn something like the muscle up or the front lever or the planche, aim for at least 20 push-ups in a row, 12 pull-ups in a row, and 15 dips, and a 10-second L-sit hold. If you have this baseline, it's going to make it much easier to learn skills because your joints and muscles are ready to handle more complex training. To make the most progress in calisthenics, you need structure, consistency, and show up each week. I'll put a full plan as PDF in the link description down below. Subscribe for the next video because learning calisthenics is easy actually.